Hey everyone, I'm Todd Stevens.
And I'm Ross
You're
Merriam.
watching the Verse series here on StarCityGames.com. We're back here for some modern action here today, and I wanted to try out one of the newest cards from Core Set 2019 that I've never played before, Nicol Bolas.
Todd,
Yeah.
you played that card yesterday.
Oh yeah, I guess I did play it yesterday, but it has arisen, and it's going to be playing again in Modern.
I'm pretty sure Todd is playing this card in every single one of his decks this week. He might even try to slip it into his pauper deck.
Yeah, I might, maybe Legacy. Who knows? We'll see. But I do think that this is a card that does have the power level for Modern. The bar for four mana spells is pretty high in Modern, but I do believe Nicol Bolas could find some room here. It may not be this exact shell, maybe need to kind of build around it more, maybe kind of focus on the discard aspect more with like other aspects of your deck. But I do think that it's a realistic card for Modern.
Yeah, the one real key is that it has 4 toughness. So your 4-mana creature not dying to Lightning Bolt is pretty important.
Yeah, that's vital, for sure.
It can be awkward to Fatal Push a creature that costs more than 2. So especially in turn 4, usually you've cracked your fetch lands by then just to do other things and fix your mana. So being able to consistently come down and not maybe they path it, but that's fine, especially if you're playing it in a control shell. And it blocks most flyers that see play. It at least trades with Colonnade later in the game. It stops Vendilion clicks. It stops Mantis Rider. So the fourth point of toughness is really important because most creatures are going to be small enough that they can't rumble with it. Just solid card advantage.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to transform it as readily in Modern.
No, but there are a lot of other control decks or mid-range decks that are looking to grind in Modern where you can get to that. Like, if you're playing against Jeskai, which is a really popular deck or something, you may be able to get to that mana. But you probably will die before you get to that point. But that's what we have Kolaghan's Command for. Whenever it dies, you get it back.
Well, I don't think you're going to be transforming it against me because I am playing Modern. This is sort of like the canonical Modern deck, right? Affinity. It's been around since the beginning of the format. It's just always been there. All the other old school decks are either bad now, like Jund, or banned now, like Twin. The Affinity is just the only one left. For some reason, they still let us play the Mox Opal. It doesn't really make any sense. But but I am playing an Affinity deck that has a bit of a twist on it. This is a list that Ben Reagan wrote about recently, and apparently he was the person who advised Austin Collins played at the Invitational, where Austin made the semifinals. It's an Affinity list that plays Ancient Stirrings and 2 copies of Karn, Scion of Urza in the main deck. Yeah. Ben is of the ilk that Karn is just busty-wusty in Affinity, and I'm here to test whether that is true. Ancient Stirrings is there to try to supplement turn 2 Karns. You just want to turn 2 Karn as often as possible. You only play 2 Karns because you can't really play that many 4s in your Affinity deck, but Ancient Stirrings does help you find it a little bit more often. So hopefully I get to just Karn you a whole bunch.
And it does also just help you hit your land drops because with Affinity, you got to get to the 4 mana is a lot.
Excuse me.
As far as the Karn, I did play against Peter Terbergen in the Invitational, and he was also playing Karn. He played a game 2. I didn't see him play Ancient Stirring, so I don't think he was there. But the game 2 against me, the construct tokens were just too big, even for my Knight of the Reliquaries at the time. I couldn't handle them.
They're biggins in the Affinity deck. Yeah. I've definitely seen 1 of Karn a lot in Affinity decks, but 2 is a lot less common. So I'm hoping to get a good feel for what the card does here. You definitely go minus most of the time, and just put pressure on them. And then if they can deal with that, you just start drawing cards. Seems great to me. The constructs are gigantic. They're 6/6, 7/7 pretty easily.
Yeah. And the other thing I really like about playing the Ancient Stirrings is with the removal heavy decks being your problematic matchup for Affinity. So we'll see how this one plays out. You can find Etch Champion more because Etch Champion's your best card in these matchups. So that's also going to be kind of exciting to see.
For you.
Yeah. So we'll see if Affinity can actually kind of start having some real game against these removal heavy decks, because if it can, then Affinity could be really scary.
Yeah, because not only those are problematic matchups, and they're pretty popular right now. So if we can punch a hole there or salvage those matchups, I'm I'm in.
All right, cool. Well, you did not win yesterday, so you get to choose. Would you like to be on the play or the draw?
How diplomatic. I did not win. Not you lost yesterday. Classic Todd. I will play first. Thank you very much.
You're unfortunately not victorious.
Yes. Emphasis on unfortunate.
Ooh, nice.
What do we got here? Okay. My hand is kind of slow, but it's pretty powerful. This feels like the hand that I'm supposed to mulligan, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I have a lot of lands. I don't want any more lands, and this could be better in a different matchup. But these are all cards that would be in like a legacy deck, so we wouldn't not gonna mulligan this.
Okay, Spire of Industry, Signal Pest.
Okay,
you can go.
You're lucky that didn't cost any colored mana, because you wouldn't have been able to do that with your Spire of Industry. All right, so the Scalding Tarn, and that's it for me. Go ahead.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Most likely getting a tap land.
Springleaf Drum.
Sure.
Tap for green.
Okay.
Ancient Stirrings.
All right, no metal mist up here. It's all resolved.
No Force Spike either.
No.
Well, that's not a hit. That is not a hit.
Well, yeah, that's why you get 5. Ancient Stirrings is pretty nice.
That is technically a hit, but really is not. That's a hit.
All right.
That's a hit too.
Oh, well, you only get 1. Wow.
We did it.
Okay.
Ancient Stirrings finds Karn.
I was thinking you may have been looking for mana, but...
I will play another Spire of Industry.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a tap land in here, I think. Let's see. Let me see Karn real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Coming for you, Carney boy. Maybe -2ing a bunch against you isn't actually the best plan because you have lightning bolts, like a jerk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Big old jerk face. You're also at 19 life.
Yeah, so I'm at 19.
19 is a life total for jerks.
Maybe I should just take out that Signal Pest. Just not very scary right now.
Should you?
No, probably not. Well, so like, if I do take out the Signal Pest now, you most likely cannot cast Karn next turn.
It'd be pretty tough.
I mean, you just have any other 0 mana creature, or a Mox Opal with, I guess, another 0 mana creature. So just a 0 mana creature.
I could play Opal Citadel. Come on now.
Yeah, you could do Opal Citadel. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get Blicker.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Ooh, watch it there, trying to draw extra cards.
These ones weren't good enough.
I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. How many you got? You got let's do a
6.
count here. So, well, now you're lying to me because you have 7.
I have 7.
But you're on the draw, so that's how many you're supposed to have. I'm gonna cut your deck now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you the full-on shuffle. I don't trust you.
So this is most likely gonna be my play on turn 2.
Okay.
We'll see.
There you
we'll
go.
see if it is. Yep.
Sketchy McGee.
And I think I want to save the fetch lands later on for this card, even though
For a fatal push?
getting a... So I'm playing this. Getting the fetch lands in my yard is good for this card, but I want to save them for this as well. So I think I'm just going to save them for now.
Okay. That's fine. If you're into that sort of thing. I am going to use my mana efficiently here and just slam Karn. And
The Carnage Tyrant.
the Karn Father.
All right, ticking up. You can have Mox Opal.
Okay, I will cast Mox Opal. And pass the turn.
All right, Search for Escanta reveals just yet another land, so we don't want that. So put that in the yard. Draw. And, So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and, well, no, I'm going to go and Serum Vision first, even though we may have to fetch, though. It's just, we're just kind of in an awkward spot.
Yeah, I have a Karn.
Yeah, Karn's really good.
Didn't you see Karn at the last Grand Prix? It's gigantic.
Ugh. That wasn't the best. Scry, I don't care about either of those.
Yeah, get wrecked.
I may want to just leave. No. I was thinking about leaving one on top for Search for Azcanta just to throw in the bin.
That's horrific.
Right, that's why I didn't do it. I was thinking about it. If I liked the second card, then I would most likely keep them both on top, where I could just mill one over and then draw the second. But I didn't like either, so we want to find something I like.
Okay. That's somewhat reasonable if you're really just trying to turbo Azcanta.
Right, yeah. Whenever I like one card, I think that's because if you're going to keep the card on top anyway, you might as well get some value out of the Search for Azcanta trigger.
Okay. I'm just going to -5 and get or -1 and get a great card here and cast it. Got a counter spell for me of some kind?
I do not, no.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll cast another one.
Okay.
You can go.
I'm not sure how I'm going to beat those. Okay, so we're definitely going to be doing these. So it's whether if we need to take out Signal Pest or Karn.
This is where Todd damnations me.
I do have some damnations that I'm drawing to.
Oh, Jesus.
I need to find.
I probably should have played this one instead, but I got too caught up in the quip of, I guess I'll play another one.
So really, is this Signal Pest going to kill me first or this Karn? Probably the Karn. Oh, gosh, that Signal Pest is rough. I can probably find another removal spell for the Signal Pest. So let's go ahead and bolt that, and I'll just go ahead and fetch and get a tap land in.
Fetch brings you to 18. Only 5 cards. You're going to upkeep, use a K command here.
I need another I do need another black source. I guess we'll get Watergrave.
I swear if you damnation me, I'm leaving. I'm getting up and I'm walking out the door.
You're looking for any reason to leave. You keep on saying
I'm a busy man, Todd.
You can cut me to the damnation. Go ahead. Where's it at? All right, I get 2 looks. All right, upkeep, trigger.
Graveyard.
Ooh, that's graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not even 7.
Graveyard.
That's a good one. That'll play. All right, so we're going to bolt Karn and also snap bolt the Signal Pest.
Okay. Well, I guess now I get to start attacking, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. I drew a good one.
Nice. You didn't have enough good ones out already.
I'll play an Arcbound Ravager.
Retro.
Play Cranial Plating.
Oh no.
Quit plating to an Etch Champion.
Ugh.
So this is 3, 4. This is 6 artifacts, so that's 10.
You have so many threats in your deck now with having Karn.
Yeah. I'll just animate this Ink Moth before damage, so that's 7 artifacts. So you take 11.
All right.
Brings you to 7.
All right. So I have 1 turn for damnation here.
Yep. Probably shouldn't have played the Ravager.
Trigger.
But once again, I just couldn't help myself.
Huh. I don't think this saves me.
Is it Damnation?
No, it's K command. But can I stay alive? I don't think I can, right? Because the Ravager? No, because you can just put the count. You can.
Well, I have to keep 3 artifacts in play to.
Well, you go to combat. You would swing those, and then after I can't block, then after blockers, then you could put stuff on them.
I mean, you would K command right now probably, just destroy plating here, but then I sacrifice, and then
that's 2. That's 6, and then
I just sacrifice another one, and and then you.
But then you because then you still have the 3 artifacts. Yeah, so that's 7.
That doesn't do it.
That doesn't do it.
This transforms, if you want to. Probably best to transform it in case you draw Serum Visions.
Yeah. Okay. And draw. Well.
I didn't start attacking you until turn 4.
No, so it wouldn't transform if I kept this. Okay. If it did transform if I kept that, I might have been able to keep that. But I think we're pretty dead.
You seem pretty dead.
Might as well try though. I guess snap. I mean, Snap Serum Vision. I don't know what I'm drawing to. Might as well draw to something. Oh, more lands. Those are both deck cards. All right. Yeah, I got lands and a Jace.
Yeah, that's not good. I have Galblast. I can deal you extra damage.
Oh, no. Okay, here for sideboarding, and unfortunately, I'm going to be bringing out Nicol Bolas in this matchup. This is just not really the matchup.
You're playing a Nicol Bolas deck.
I know. But
otherwise known as a Grixis.
It's going to be in the sideboard, cheering on. So, it's going to be helping out.
Yeah, Nicol Bolas is a great end of the bench glue guy. Just giving high fives, yep. Make sure everybody has water during the timeout.
Yeah, it's a good role player. The Thoughtseize is a card that I usually like taking out against Affinity, but I kind of don't hate keeping it in this specific form where Etch Champion and Karn are like so important, and they cost more mana. But I still have some better things to bring in, and I think I'd rather keep a couple of the counter spells in instead, stuff like the other Logic Knot and the Mana Leak over the Thoughtseizes. But
yeah, Thoughtseize is just such a bad top deck, so weak after turn 3 or so. Affinity empties their hand so effectively.
Right. And then we're just bringing in Sweeper, some ways to deal with Etch Champion, which we desperately need. Unfortunately, Anger of the Gods doesn't get the job done, but
this card is just messed up.
It's just such a good card.
I literally put one in every single Modern deck I build ever.
Yeah, I never play less than 2 of this card ever.
It's just so good.
Yeah,
it does everything.
Yeah, it really does. And honestly, this Grixis deck should probably be playing Explosives main deck. I originally was building it with putting Nicol Bolas in the sideboard and putting in a third Explosives in the main deck, but I wanted to try Nicol Bolas in the main, so.
Yeah. On my side, pretty obvious sideboarding. Thoughtseize and Spell Pierce are sort of the anti-control / combo cards. And you need to cut some colored cards when you bring in colored cards because you need to keep a high density of artifacts. So the Galblast get cut. Memnite and Steel Overseer are the weakest creatures in the deck in heavy removal matchups. Actually, normally I cut a Memnite when I'm cutting a 0-mana creature, but with you not having a lot of creatures in your deck, Memnite is probably better than an Ornithopter.
So this does deal with Memnite better.
Yeah, I mean, you've got one of those, whatever. You won't draw it. Yeah. So normally, if you're trying to slow down a bit, you'll cut a 0-mana artifact, and generally that's Memnite, because Memnite gets blanked more easily than Ornithopter, but against low creature decks, the 1 power of Memnite is actually just more relevant. So let's cut an Ornithopter, and then obviously Etch Champion is just great. We saw it game 1, completely won the game by itself. I guess Karn helped.
But, yeah.
And Cranial Plating. All my cards are great.
Okay, we're here for game 2, and our hand's a little awkward here with our mana situation and everything. We're not going to be doing anything on turn 1, but I guess turn 2 we're going to be able to do both of these, and hopefully this one can set us up for hitting more land drops and getting more, basically better spells.
My hand is great.
Your deck is great.
I said that yesterday, and then I didn't win the game, so maybe I'm being a little hasty. I will play a Springleaf Drum and an Ornithopter and a Signal Pest.
Gosh, that's a lot of stuff. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
That's what I got.
That was not a good draw step. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fetch Shock.
17.
And doing this before casting our Serum Vision, because I want to be able to scry stuff to the bottom or keep the cards we need on top and not fetch them away.
Isn't it Serum Visions?
I don't know how many visions you want. This one is plural. Would you like to cut?
Nope.
All
Top card's bad.
All right, so it's more likely that I draw a bolt than a push. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the Steam Vents up.
Draws push.
Yeah, that wasn't the worst. All right, so we're keeping this. We don't need 4 mana cards. Send that at the bottom.
But 4 mana cards are great.
Go ahead.
And Mox Opal. Ink Moth Nexus. Signal Pest.
Yep.
Attack for 1.
Down to 16.
Pass the turn.
So I don't want to. So I could Shock to be able to have both of these up, but I don't think that's necessarily worth it. So we're just gonna keep one up and then still have that, I guess. So don't want to take extra damage. And go ahead.
Okay, now we've got an interesting turn because there's a little tension with our cards, but I think my best option for this turn is going to be to just shove. Animate Ink Moth.
Okay.
Declare attacks.
4 damage. I did find push. Push Signal Pest.
I will pay a life and spell pierce that.
Okay.
I'm a 19.
Yep.
I will attack you for 4 damage and 3 poison.
All right. So I'm going to go down to 12 and 3 poison.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go. We need a Tom Ross. Our director's on it, but for now, you have 3 poison counters.
We have not been drawing too well. We're just getting more of these clunky 4-drops, no lands. So I think we just got to pass the turn, I guess.
Okay, declare attacks.
No activate?
Nope.
Um,
Don't want to lose my Ink Moth. There we go. There's Tom.
I will terminate a Signal Pest.
Sure. I will attack for 1.
Down to 11.
I will play an Ink Moth Nexus and a Karn.
It resolves.
Now with Todd, at
Sure.
11 and under significant pressure, I think I do want to make a construct.
Okay.
Also, like, I'm pretty sure Todd would have used a bolt if he had one by now. So this construct is at 5/5, so you can go.
Go ahead.
It's not very good, Todd. You gotta do more things.
No, yeah, I'm not doing very many things.
Let's make another construct.
Okay.
Where did they go?
They're still right there.
Yeah, they're right there. Let's
It's gonna be a tough one for me to win with these constructs. I have to draw like a black source and a damnation.
pay 2 life, go to 17.
Okay.
Animate these Ink Moths.
Yep.
Declare attacks.
All right. How big is this construct?
Gigantic.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. A 9/9. Ugh.
Yep. Is that good?
Well, I'm going to be playing this. I'm trying to decide how I want to save as much damage. So if I guess getting rid of the Signal Pest makes it so it's 7 that's attacking with that. If I get rid of both of these, it's 8 that attacks with that. So if I get rid of both of those, you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's at 7.
Both.
But then
these each represent 2 power on the construct.
Yeah.
But the Ink Moths also represent 2 more power of Infect.
Right, which I don't really care about the Infect power with having a Staticaster.
I mean, it also just represents more mana for me.
Yeah, that's what the mana thing's the big thing. I'm getting rid of those. So I am taking 1 more damage because of this Ornithopter here.
Are you not blocking anything, or?
I wasn't planning on blocking because I wanted to be able to untap and be able to block and shoot like the Vault Scourge the next turn.
So this is now right.
This is now
9. This is now 9 damage.
So yeah, going to 2.
Yeah, you're 2.
Right.
Plus the 3 poison, so you're -1. That's how that works.
Not quite. All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Lands. Okay. Not a land, but about the best we could draw.
Is it though?
2. I guess we can still stay alive.
I hope it's not Colgan's Command.
It was. So I can destroy a construct and kill Karn and get Karn out of here. And then I chump with Staticaster and kill Vault Scourge, and I take 1 from Ornithopter.
Yeah.
So the problem is, what do we do? How do I... Then you still have Pest Thopter Construct. I guess I could... And then I'm going to be at 1, which I guess I have that covered the next turn. And then I'll have to draw like a land by the following turn after that to stay alive. Or... Yeah, I can win from there. I can win from there if you brick a little bit.
Okay.
So I guess we do that because Karn is just so good and we want to get Karn off the battlefield. It would be definitely easier for me to do this if I could shoot like the Signal Pest or the Vault Scourge and not have to worry about killing Karn, but we have to kill Karn. So if Ross bricks for, like 3 turns in a row, we can have this covered.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do the play, block here, shoot the Vault Scourge.
Yep.
Because that'd be lethal. So then we take
go to 1.
Go to 1.
I'll play an Inkmoth Nexus and a Steel Overseer.
Okay, well that's not a brick.
Pass the turn.
No,
I don't think so.
We're probably dead now. Yeah.
Swamp Damnation would be the ticket.
You finally drew a 2-drop, and I was holding this up the whole time with my 1 mana. You finally drew a 2-drop.
Vault Scourge is a 2-drop, right?
Yeah, but by that time I had to do Staticaster.
Okay.
I had to Staticaster at that time. Yeah, now we're at 1, not 2, so we can't crack this fetch for all these cryptic commands.
Ooh.
So that's really unfortunate. And that's just 1 extra power. Like the best I have Snap Push. So I'm just sitting on snaps and cryptic commands, but I can't use it with this. So Snap Push was gonna let me just block here and push like the Signal Pest, or like before combat I could push that and have a blocker there. But now you have an extra point here, and then I was gonna be able to just like snap Serum Vision even with just this mana to just have another blocker. And yep, yeah, I couldn't beat any of those cards. I need you to brick. You didn't.
They never brick.
No, they never brick. So we're back here for the conclusion of Grixis.
Karn is great.
Grixis Control against Affinity, and Karn was incredibly impressive.
Karn is awesome.
Just having threats that don't cost 2 mana.
Karn is great.
It is very good.
That's it. We're done.
Was very nice, so that my spell snare could never really get that. You just got to go over the top of that, and then like the Karn Strucks were very good.
They were so big.
Yeah, they were so big. Yeah, and
it's gigantic.
No, and so usually Affinity struggles with these removal heavy decks. I'm playing 3 Kolaghan's Command in the main, and like the explosives, the Staticaster, all that kind of stuff. Damnations I didn't see, but yeah, and there's just a thorough trouncing both games.
Yeah, the combination of Karn and S Champion really forced you to find Damnation, and you were unable to in both games. Like I beat Staticaster K Command in that second game. You had a decent amount of removal in game 1, and I didn't really come out very aggressively, but Karn is just so good.
Yeah, Karn's so good. Etch Champion, so good. Yeah, there's Cranial Plating. There's a lot of just incredibly powerful cards now. Like there already was before, but now whenever you add Karn to the mix also, just to be able to go over the top of even those other stuff. And it's...
Yeah, Karn being another really powerful threat that can play both an aggressive game and apply a lot of pressure and plus and gain card advantage. The versatility there is something that Affinity has been lacking. Yeah. So that's really where Karn gets me, and you saw in game 1 I plussed a bunch, or I plussed and then -1 and just drew 2 cards. In game 2 I just went -.
Yeah,
because it was clear you didn't have a lightning bolt. So I used all 3 abilities of Karn in 2 games, activating it 4 times, and it was great every single time.
Yeah, it gives Affinity another angle of attack. People like know how to attack Affinity with like, oh, I have my Stony Silences or my Katakis or like whatever, like I have my Kolaghan's Commands. But then Karn is just something else. It's just like, oh, well, I actually have this other game plan here that you have to try to stop. That it's really hard to stop that game plan when there's so much pressure being applied by the artifacts.
Yep, it just opens the window. They can't really plan around playing this weird long game, or at least go into the mid game. They have to just deal with your cheap creatures, and then Karn cleans up. And I could have tried to play the Karn a turn earlier in that second game, but I didn't want it to get countered. I wanted to apply enough pressure to force you to tap out. That happened the following turn, and Karn just did its thing. Karn is great.
It is very good. It is very good.
Yeah,
so
we didn't really have to go through all that rigmarole. Karn is great.
Yeah, so Affinity's looking really strong right now. If it just can take care of like something like Grixis with the Kolaghan's Commands and all the removal and Snapcasters and just very easily defeat it.
Yeah, if this is representative at all of the way control matchups play, once you put 2 Karns in your deck, then we might have to ban Mox Opal. Which I'm fine with.
Well, of course, you did draw like one of your 2 Karns both times, and your hands were very good. But that's just kind of like what your Affinity cards, like.
I put Karn in my deck for a reason, Todd.
Yeah. What was that reason?
I Ancient Stirrings into one of them. Come on.
That's true.
That's just good deck building.
Yeah, that's working hard for your card.
Yeah. And it was the 5th card down, too.
Yeah.
I needed all of them.
So, unfortunately, Nicol Bolas did not do too well from the sideboard for me this matchup. Didn't supply enough water or energy from the bench.
We'll see how good it is in Legacy tomorrow, because I bet it's in your Legacy deck.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
We'll hold the people in suspense, but I would be surprised if Todd didn't just jam a Nicol Bolas into his 7-color mid-range Legacy deck.
Hey, Grixis colors are good in Legacy.
Yeah, they're real good.
They're very good.
As you'll see. Hint, hint.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Here, the Versus Series here on StarCityGames.com. For Ross Merriam, I'm Todd Stevens, and we'll see you back tomorrow.